Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. No, we actually are today in GeoFS. This is a online web-based flight simulator, and these are all the things that it says. It is multiplayer and it has satellite images. The images actually do not look like this as they describe it and replicate it here. That you might be able to in the with the like the HD. I went for the HD 2-day free trial, and I have a day left on that. So, let's get on with the video. So guys, I am playing on a Chromebook actually. You can play it on a Chromebook because it is a browser-based flight simulator. My mouse right now, this might be a bit weird, but my mouse right now is actually not connected to the Chromebook because my USB ports are taken up by this headset that I'm wearing. This is why my voice probably sounds weird. And the Honeycomb Alpha Yoke. That's right, the Honeycomb, let's just click the fly button here. The Honeycomb Alpha Yoke actually does, okay, we already spawned him with a Piper Cub. The Alpha Honeycomb Yoke actually is actually compatible as a, quote, joystick in this flight simulator. Obviously, calibrationing and certain buttons do not work, but I have made it so that my throttle is with some buttons on the top of the yoke, and the autopilot button is actually brakes, because my rudder pedals and my throttle have not come yet, and my rudder pedals actually did get canceled from Amazon. I'm not sure why. I think Thrustmaster just took them off, but that's alright, and you guys can probably read more about that on my blog. And guys, these videos will be posted first on my blog, so if you guys want to get a preview or a sneak peek or see it before I post this on YouTube, you guys can do that. So, I'm not sure where actually we are right now. We are... oh, we are over Boston. Okay. We could actually just pause it here. We could pause it here, and then let's... so, let's go to... where should we go? So they actually do have an aircraft carrier. We can go to... Actually, we could just go to, like, on the runway. There we go. In Miami. Okay, so they have actually a lot of aircraft selection with this flight simulator. It's online. And that is also a pretty big bonus that it's online. So you basically could play this almost anywhere. Also, you can almost fly anywhere in here too, because it does support it does support global flying. Even though some of the graphics may not look the best, it does support global flying. So we could just spawn in the aircraft that I train in here, which is the Cessna 152. And here it is. So let's see where's the side here? Oh, it just needs to load in, that's right. There we go. I have made some of the buttons like parking brakes and autopilot and things like that. Like autopilot there is the battery on the master for the honeycomb yoke. I will be putting a video for the honeycomb yoke, and there'll be more on that later. So the honeycomb yoke, I just configured some of the buttons to be some things. Obviously the lights don't work because lights are not supported in this flight simulator, but you can change around your cockpit. So this is the cockpit of the 152 here. Pretty realistic cockpit. So let's take off. So the throttle is actually some buttons on the top here, and let's just go out of the cockpit view here. There we go, and we are at 60 knots already. Wow. And then rotate. The calibrationing isn't the best because it is a web flight simulator, but more than less, this is a browser flight simulator, and it is very accurately replicated with most of its features. So we do have autopilot on the 152, which is kind of weird. We have autopilot with mostly every aircraft, And right now, this yoke is controlling ailerons and rudder because my rudder pedals are not here. So if you guys, also this is on a Chromebook, which is all I actually have right now. And if you guys have any suggestions for like a gaming PC down below, put them down below in the comments. Also, now is a good time to say, guys, if you can like and subscribe, that would mean a lot because this channel does not have a lot of subscribers yet, and that would make it a lot better because then more people can watch these videos and I can keep making videos for you guys. So we are at around just under 2,000 feet, and where are we over right now? They have a navigation panel, which is pretty helpful, and it should be loading up soon. Yep, there it is. So, I mean, instead of having our Garmin G3000 avionics, you could just look at the navigation panel. It's basically just like a Google map, but we do have other. This is multiplayer, so there are other planes around us, and it does show like flight patterns and things like that, like your airspaces and etc. So right now we are just coming in, just like over and around. Oh, we are in Miami. Sorry, I forgot that we weren't in Boston. Yeah, we are in actually Miami. Pretty nice day here. You can Let's just pause this here. You can actually control the weather and clouds and environment with clouds, graphics, etc. You can make it night. Night flying is actually pretty cool in this flight simulator, and there are lights, which is for a web-based flight simulator is pretty amazing. And you can change it to like rainy or snowy or cloudy, etc. Things like that. We'll make it just a couple clouds. And the season can be autumn, or summer, or fall, or winter, or spring. Autumn and fall are the same thing. We'll just put it in the summertime, and then we'll actually fly into, excuse me, into runway 30 in Miami International. We'll approach in the 152. Loading in. Oh, yep, I'm paused. There we go. See, the night flying is actually pretty, well, as realistic as it can get with this flight simulator. Obviously, the graphics and stuff are pretty amazing. And, well, the calibration for yokes and joysticks are kind of difficult. I mean, it does support joysticks, which is pretty cool. And, let's go in for an approach here. This is probably the third or second time I've played with the honeycomb yoke. As I said before, there'll be a video on this, and we can actually use some buttons to see the sides of our plane. This is a yellow livery Cessna 152. You can go into cockpit view here. There we go. And come in for a nice and stable approach. I think that's the runway up ahead, yeah. This is online, so you can see another player up there flying ahead. And the night is pretty realistic. And there is our runway 30, I think, coming up ahead. There aren't any comms or radios in the flight simulator, which is something they could update later on. But keep in mind, this is a browser flight simulator, which is pretty amazing already. So coming in for an approach here, we might be a bit high actually, and we might have a bit too much power, but I do not have a throttle quadrant yet, so that will be something that we have already ordered and will be getting shortly. And nice, easy, stable approach. And touchdown. Yeah, okay, touchdown in a bit. And power idle and power idle and flare. That was actually quite early of a flare, and we are not on the runway. And touch down onto the grass. Oh, that was a rough landing because the calibrations are not very accurate, but that is okay. We definitely did lose some landing gear there. Okay, so you also have lots of other aircraft to choose from. Like we have the Concorde and Antonov An-140, which is a smaller plane. It's more smaller, well, not small, but it's smaller than their uh, Antonov and Mira 225. So we do have other planes here from the community. Like we have Airbus, Boeing, Bombardier. We got the Cirrus SR-22. We also have the ATR. We also have the Cirrus Vision Jet 2. So we could spawn in that one too. And I will be closing this up shortly. So we do have a carrier. Like you can land on aircraft carriers too. So that is also a cool thing. And there we go. We have spawned in and taken off. This is a single engine plane. I do have other videos on planes. It's a single engine jet actually. And we may not make it off the runway, but well, aircraft carrier, and we have just barely made it. We also have landing gear that can come up and down, which is also a cool and good replication. So, that is it for today. I will be having more videos soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.